Tell me when I just
perfectly
set
cut
up to
screen.
start gaming. Like I put my fingers on the keyboard and
Dude,
like
every time I at work or no matter what keyboard I'm in front of, I always go WAS, pinky on shift, thumb on space.
Yeah.
speaking on
What's
caps
up, guys?
lock.
Welcome to another episode of SpaceBar Podcast, your favorite podcast. I'm Eric.
I'm Drew.
Kyle.
Nathan.
Should we
I
figure
saw
out
the
an order?
laws.
I feel like we should have an order.
I feel like the suspense at the beginning is kind of a
We
reward
should
in
just
itself.
switch up the intro
Right.
literally every time. 100%.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
Keep
I'm
them
gonna
on
get
their
in GarageBand and
toes.
just create a 10-second clip of an intro
I-
music.
We should So whenever I was editing the last episode, Aaron, Nathan's brother, our roommate, came in and was asking me a few questions, and we were just talking about editing,
Mhm.
and then he was just because I towards the middle of it, I was just yeah, I mean, I don't care, I enjoy doing this. It's just been so long. This has been going on, and he's just oh, okay. Well, I was gonna ask you if you wanted me to do it. I would have done it for you, and I was just oh. So now I feel like we should ask him because he's good with instruments. Just make us a quick little 10-second.
I don't think he would have an issue with that.
Yeah,
I'm saying.
I think he would
I'm down
enjoy
for that.
That's what I'm saying.
He so not too long ago he found a post on Reddit. So my brother, he makes music and shit like that. And he found a post on Reddit and one of the gaming subreddits that was hey, we're this indie game, we're just looking for random artists to have play in our radio in the game or whatever. And so he DM'd them, and now his music is in some workshop simulator game on Steam.
That's sick.
Yeah. They gave him, I don't know if it's out yet or not. I think that they already sent him the Steam code, because I've been meaning to download it and just check the game out in general to see what it's like. But I think it's literally just kind of like a woodshop workshop type simulator where you just build stuff, put stuff together. And I was like, that sounds fun, honestly.
The simulator niche on
I was gonna say
Steam is crazy. It's
Yeah,
wild. I've seen TikToks of people just mowing their lawns.
Yeah.
It's wild.
I downloaded
Simulator-
a flight simulator not too long ago. I wasn't able to, and it didn't enable. Jesus Christ, did I just have a stroke? I wasn't able to get it to run, but I really want to try some of those games now.
Yeah, simulators are very popular on Twitch because there's the power washing simulator is really popular. The thief simulator is super popular. Goat
think-
simulator.
That's all the one I've played. I think.
Semi-driving.
Oh yeah. that
What are you
one.
doing to the goat?
You are the goat.
You know what cowboys do to goats.
Goatsy. Is that a thing? I can't remember if that was a thing or not.
Goat CA.
See,
Goatsy?
Just a goat
Wasn't
that
that...
you used to know.
Nice.
I never
Goatsy,
got
yeah,
that
so-
old internet nugget of knowledge. I never knew that. I just remember it being a thing.
You just cut
You
out
just
for
cut
a
out.
second.
Oh, did I cut out?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's
On
not it.
Discord, I don't know if you did on OBS.
I hope not. Or I'm shaking my head and putting my
That's
hands in
image.
my face in my hands.
So something exciting happened last night, Drew.
Thank you, because I wanted to talk about that. That's actually what I was going to bring up. So this is, I guess, going to count. Possibly, we might talk about it more, but this is going to count for our Spider-Man talk for this podcast. Long story short, there was a whole confusion in our group chat when we were actually going to go see the movie. That's partially, mainly my fault. There was the tickets for the Spider-Man No Way Home were supposed to release midnight today when we're recording this, which is the 29th of November. They didn't release then. They released at 11 on the 28th, which was Sunday. So I'm in bed, scrolling through Facebook, and then I see an article pop up Spider-Man No Way Home tickets are now available. So I shoot out of bed, I run to my computer. So I have my phone and my computer trying to get these tickets. I was able to pull up the times, but then I realized that you said you couldn't do it on a Thursday at midnight. So I was just damn. And I was all right, whatever. Let's just try to get these tickets. I'm mumbling because I had the story structured in my head, and now it's falling apart. So, anyways, I'll just cut to the meat of it. So, around 11:30 yesterday night, all movie ticket sites were crashed. You couldn't even log on to their homepage. And the way they fixed that is they removed the Spider-Man No Way Home movie selection out. So they were live for about 30 minutes and then they went off, and then at like probably around like 11:50 they went back on sale. So I'm like, I'm not even joking, I have 10 browsers open on my computer and I have 2 on my phone trying to get tickets, and every time you get a step forward and then it crashes and you have to start over. So I finally got
to buy a graphics card.
Basically, dude. Like so the earliest time that I thought that I could get where it was okay with everybody was 9:15. So I selected 9:15. It got me to select the seats, crashed. Got to 9:15, selected the seats, got to choose the reserve seats, crash. 9:15, seats, reserve seats, checkout, crash. And this goes on for literally 20 minutes. I finally get the tickets for 9:15. Now, earlier in the day, we were talking about maybe going at a midnight showing. Kyle said he couldn't do a Thursday midnight showing. So I had to get the tickets. And while it's processing the tickets, I'm like, all right, cool. Everything's fine. I text Kyle. I'm like, are you up? If you're not up, I'm making an executive decision. You need to fucking pick up. He didn't answer. So I was like, cool, we're getting to 9:15. So while it's scrolling, or the little buffer thing that's saying processing is going, I'm having a panic attack because I'm like, damn, Kyle has to get up really early. 9:15 is going to make him stay up pretty late. Fuck, what am I going to do? So then I spend the next 10 minutes while it's processing for the 9:15 tickets to go buy an earlier showtime at 8:30 so that we could... Bro, yeah. I mean, I felt bad that, it's a Thursday night and he's probably going to be up till like at least 11 now. But I want to go see the movie with you guys, and I don't want to get spoiled. But essentially, long story short, I'm rambling. I bought 8 tickets to Spider-Man No Way Home. So
goddamn scalpers.
Yeah.
Bro. And I refunded them, and then I refunded the 9:15s, and I realized I could have probably like sold them on eBay for like $50. Maybe. I mean,
maybe.
Did you see
I don't
that?
know if it's that big of a
Did you see
deal.
that TikTok? There was a TikTok where
literally
people are
crashed
selling
all of the movie websites. Sorry, Drew.
Yeah.
It literally
No, yeah.
crashed all of the movie websites, but it's not that big of a deal. I'm pretty sure
Well,
people
that
will pay $50.
I think that has more to do with the quality of the movie websites than it does the popularity of the movie.
Yeah,
But
it's like
you gotta
the
think.
server.
You gotta think how
website.
the movie theater's been shut down for the last 18 fucking months. Nobody's been doing maintenance on these fucking websites, so people could order 2 tickets every other month.
Amen.
I also feel like they should have saw this coming, though, right? Like, this is a highly anticipated movie. And so
you gotta think these... Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, sites like YouTube, granted, a lot more money. Sites like YouTube are able to, like, the site doesn't go down whenever the second trailer drops, and it reached, 30 million views within the first hour of it being up. You know what I mean?
Even if they probably did foresee something like this happening, but honestly, like, that's a great marketing ploy for them. It's like so many people are so excited to see this movie that they crashed websites that like aren't ours. So it's just
like they intentionally crash the sites.
No, I'm not saying that they intentionally crashed them. I'm saying that like that's good promotion that they did get crashed, like, for these studios.
I think what happened is you got to think that there were other Marvel releases this year, several, right? And so while they knew that Spider-Man was going to be big, they probably just did an analysis, like a risk assessment, and was like, okay, so we expect that this will have this many more viewers opening night, right? Over like Shang-Chi or over like Black Widow. Yeah. And then they probably planned for
the first, like,
a window.
Yeah, this is like the first A-list Marvel movie that's come out since Endgame. Like, all the other ones, like Shang-Chi, Eternals, they were good movies, but they're definitely like B tier.
I don't even remember, did Endgame crash the websites like they did? Because I feel like Endgame was like the last big Marvel movie that came out. I can't remember if that even happened.
I'm pretty sure I bought my tickets in person for Endgame.
Yeah.
That's probably big. denominator as well, like that nobody was out standing in lines at the movie theaters to purchase tickets, right? Everybody did it online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was just a culmination, just like a perfect storm, like the three hurricanes come
Oh,
together
for sure.
to.
It was the TikToks and memes that are about like people panicking to buy tickets. I can relate to because I felt like I was like in the NASA control room waiting for our rover to land on Mars or something. It's pretty funny.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I for one really appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thanks.
I hope it's not too late for you, Kyle. That was another thing.
No, 8:30. 8:30 should be.
I hope it was good because
I mean, 8:30 is a lot different than going at midnight. So, like going
Yeah.
at midnight, we'd be back at like 3, and I would literally lay my head down. And if I fell asleep immediately, I'd get to sleep like 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Right, 2 hours and 45 minutes before I had to get up and go to work. Right.
But honestly, I feel like I don't know if I would classify it as Hollywood, but like movie theaters in general, I feel like probably after the Batman thing, that Batman shooting, like a lot of theaters have moved away from actual midnight releases anyways, to where they do it like the early release starts like the day before, like 8, anywhere from like 6 to 8, I think.
I don't know if that has a.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, I was just gonna say the
I
earliest
don't-
times.
No, you go. You go.
The earliest times that I saw, surprisingly, are like 3 o'clock in the morning, or not 3 o'clock in the morning, but 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, that's
Damn.
wild.
Yeah. I don't think that's a movie thing though, because their correlation goes across all spans. So like even Black Friday starts at like 7 p.m. on Thursday now, right? So 2 years ago, we didn't know that Black Friday does this, but we had just moved into our new house. Like we had been there for literally 30 days. We didn't even have like furniture and shit. Like we didn't have like couches and shit. And it was Thanksgiving, and we had been there for like 30 days, so we wanted to have Thanksgiving. Natalie had just had a baby, so we're just at the house. We don't even have a dining room table, I don't think, at this point. I think we ate off of the countertop, bar top,
Yeah, bar top.
the bar top. But I went to Target on Thanksgiving at like 7 p.m. and I get there and the line's like around the whole building because they're having Black Friday sales. And I ended up picking up an air fryer, so got the deal. But I was like, damn, they do Black Friday on Thursday at 7 now.
It's been
so
like
I think
that
just
for
like
a while though, because I remember like years ago going to Best Buy to pick up like a PlayStation 4 on Thanksgiving night because I was dating this girl, my ex, and like we literally had dinner, and Best Buy was like, "We're starting it at 7," and I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'll be right back." And it was like I don't think anybody knew about it because I literally got in. They had a pallet of PS4s. I beelined it, and I was in and out in 15 minutes. It was wild.
What's more crazy is like I think Black Friday's just over, isn't it? Like it's no longer Black Friday. It's all about Cyber Monday and cyber deals. Like it became a big thing obviously during COVID. But I remember maybe it's just like a bunch of hoopla I read, but like an article saying like nobody's really doing Black Friday. Everybody's doing like Cyber Monday or cyber deals for Black
Well, now
Friday. It's
like
no,
they're doing Black Friday. Well, I mean, I'm sure it was still Best Buy was still pretty busy when I went to pick up my shit. I mean, the line was pretty long to like get my stuff from the counter, like pickup in-store pickup or whatever. But they were still pretty popping in there.
really.
There's still a lot of people, just roaming around and doing this and that and just checking it out.
Honestly,
I don't know
don't
if
think
I've ever gone like Black Friday shop. I mean, I guess
Yeah,
I have
that's what I was gonna
once.
no, not me.
I've never done it. I think the closest thing I've done to is like, or done it was a couple of Thanksgivings ago. Like Amazon was having their Black Friday online, so I just ordered a bunch of games. I was like, sick.
Yeah.
Honestly, the only thing that I really buy in person anymore is clothes, just because like
Yeah,
even with the Amazon Prime thing, I'm not trying to spend 7 weeks to figure out like which clothes I want. Like I'm not trying to wait 2 weeks, try them on, send them back, make sure
Yeah.
my account gets credited, order a new pair. Like I'll go to the store, I'll try on a couple things.
Like I'll
and
order
get
shoes
something.
online, but my weight fluctuates too much and too often for me to like be buying clothes online.
You're like a shoe. What's the shoe person name?
Sneakerhead.
shoehead. Oh, sneakerhead. Yeah,
Sneakerhead. You're like a sneakerhead though, right? So I feel like that's different.
Yeah, I guess a little bit. Yeah, it's like for the longest time when I had like excess money and I was like, I want to buy myself something and I didn't know what to buy. I just went and bought myself some shoes.
Sneakers.
It's a cute Christmas tree you got, Kyle.
Thanks, bro. I wanted to be like you, bro. Festive. I got a little snowman back here too.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
My man Lean.
I've actually
We are
been
you.
been meaning to ask you this since I noticed it. I actually noticed it. I think episode 0 of the podcast, and I meant to bring it up, but I never did. For the audio listeners in the background, Kyle has a Pringles can in the back. Is that a Pringles can?
Oh yeah, it is. It's
It
next to the
is.
Miller.
Also, my bottle of whiskey has this cute fur coat.
Oh.
It's all
No, but
Miller handle from.
have you ever seen this in person? Are you just like
no, I never seen
edging
it.
me?
No, I've never seen etching you. Oh, okay.
I picked these up when I was in Africa, in Morocco.
That's sick. Okay, so it's
That
like a
is sick.
memento. That's
Yeah, I
awesome.
got little African coins in here too. I think I got
How
a
are
bunch
the
of.
Pringles good?
They tasted like Pringles, yeah. I mean, they actually they have English on the other side, but I display the other side.
That's
But
crazy.
yeah, these are the Pringles I got in Morocco
Okay,
when I was in Africa.
I was like, those must have been really bomb ass fucking Pringles.
It makes more sense when
when
you're not blurred out in the background.
Did the rains come down?
Oh yeah, for sure. That's actually a rain stick with the coins inside.
All right, guys. So that's been the podcast, everybody. We appreciate you guys listening. No, I'm just kidding.
Sorry about that.
Where are you? And I'm so sorry.
Now
Those are my
podcasts.
Those are my favorite TikToks. Like they say something like, and then they just start singing in that like Blink-182 voice, like the exaggerated Blink-182 voice.
Sorry. So
I'm a Burger King with my Burger Queen.
Oh, I love those too.
That made me cringe. Wait. Oh, I actually do want to talk about this. I haven't watched the video yet, so I don't really have much insight. The most insight I know about this video, which is the MrBeast Squid Games.
Oh, I watched it yesterday.
I haven't watched it yet. I just remember. So I watched this Twitcher streamer. I watched this Twitch streamer.
Twitcher.
Pay Money Wubby. Twitcher. I don't want to say
Also,
that's too
toy
close.
to your Twitcher.
I watch Pay Money Wubby, and he brought that video up, and there's a scene in it where there's, I guess, MrBeast is like interviewing people. It's whenever they're doing the one where they have to chip out the shape.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a little cookie. And so he's like talking to him, and he was like talking to this girl, and he's like, so why'd you choose this one? Because I guess in this one, since everybody knows how the game's played, instead of having the shapes up, what they did is they just had rows and just question marks, and you found out what shapes you have. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he's talking to this girl, and he's just like, so why'd you choose this one? She's like, oh, it's in the middle. Like, it just seems like it's probably the safest pick, like statistics, blah, blah, blah. And he asked her a question, or I think he's like, do you know what it is? Like what you're about to do? And she's like, no. And he's like, have you even watched Squid Games? And she's like, no. Yeah, his point was just like, why the fuck is she there? She hasn't even watched the show. Like, because it was a bunch of random people that got selected, but he was mad because he's like semi-famous within like the streamer and the YouTube community. So he's just like, why don't you get people that know what the fuck they're there for, other than like, she was obviously chasing clout because she was like vlogging. She had like the GoPro on her chest. I'm sure a lovely girl.
I don't think she was chasing clout. You just have to understand
That's how
like,
everybody.
I don't think she was chasing clout. I think she was chasing
chasing bread, bro. Like everything MrBeast does is fucking.
He said that he dropped $3.5 million. Him and his partner.
Yeah.
I can't remember who his partner was. This is not an ad, so I'm not going to promote it. But they dropped collectively $3.5 million. The sets that they built were dead on identical of the sets from the movie. It was wild, bro. And like the scenes of like.
They even built those sets.
Yeah, like the glass
in the
bridge,
show.
It wasn't glass. It was just like a platform, which was kind of hard. Like it was kind of shitty because they literally did leave it up to chance, even more so because the boards were identical. There was no way to tell them apart, right? And one if you jumped on the wrong one, it just split in the middle and you fell. But they would do like I guess they had like a full on like crazy green screen or something. They paid somebody a lot of money to make it look like it was legitimately suspended in the air, like hundreds of feet up. It was crazy. It's really good.
It would have been cool
watch it.
if they had made everybody put on virtual reality goggles to make it more scary for the people doing it.
Yeah.
Because if you've seen the videos where people like are walking out on tie ropes, like on complete flat ground, like in a living room, and they're like, ah! Like about to fucking
for them to like get them to jump accurately, I guess.
I feel like the spatial distance in virtual reality is super accurate.
That VR thing,
you're giving everybody the same coordination of yourself. A lot of people are
Yeah.
completely uncoordinated.
No. I think if you could jump on the board in real life, I think you could jump on the board in virtual reality because the spatial, like, programming is so accurate now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because I feel like whenever we went to that thing for my birthday, it was pretty spot on. I mean, like, I knew, like, we did bump into each other, but I feel like the only time we bumped into each other is when our backs were turned. I feel like whenever I could see you, like, I could
Right.
really actually distance how far away you were from me.
Oh yeah.
And was
No.
able to reach out and grab somebody. You know.
Plus,
What I
there
mean?
was like
Back to
6 or
this-
7 of us in like a fairly small room.
It wasn't
Very
small.
Wasn't
We were confined to a
well, like
our own
the
minds.
yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Is like the room itself wasn't small, but
The box.
yeah, like we were on an elevator platform in the game, so it's like we couldn't leave
Yeah.
that platform.
That's right.
Back to this Mr. Beast thing. So just to tell you how popular, like how quickly it's gaining popularity. I think I watched it yesterday, and I went to go like have a birthday dinner with my mom for her husband, and we left at like 4, and we got back at like 8, and it had gained over 3.5 million views in that time.
Yeah, it's all
I
right.
think it's in
So
the hundreds of millions already.
Yeah, it
Squid
is. It's like-
Games got 111 million views in 30 days, which is like Netflix's most popular thing, which is wild to me because it's not even. I don't know. I still haven't watched it, but I'm not that interested in it. So it's wild to me that that's the most popular thing.
That's pretty good.
But Mr. Beast's thing did 103 million views in 4 days. So
Did y'all hear about Netflix and Mr. Beast?
Yeah, they turned him down.
So
that's why he
Mr.
did
Beast
this.
before he did this approached. Well, he did this. I mean, because the people on TikToks like wanted it, right? Like it was like the most heavily requested thing on his TikTok. I'm sure he was going to do
25
something
million
along these
views in a
lines,
day.
right? To shit on Netflix, but yeah. So Mr. Beast approached Netflix to try to get a Netflix show, right? And they wouldn't give it to him. They said that they didn't believe that it would create enough hype.
Did they do
Yeah.
a
Just
Google
wild.
search?
Right.
Clearly.
Well,
But
that's
his show is basically going to be like what he does in his YouTubes, just on a bigger scale.
Yeah.
Like, they were going to give him a bigger budget, obviously, and he was just
I'm
going to
gonna
do what
Google.
he does.
He
But,
take. I
yeah.
watched a video on it earlier. He like his YouTube videos production wise like are like millions of dollars when he makes them, and he like wanted to Netflix to double his production budget, and I guess at that point Netflix was like, no, we're not gonna like. I don't really even know who Mr. Beast is outside of like random headlines or whatever. Like I know he's like a streamer or something like that, but I'm assuming
He's a YouTuber.
Netflix's like thought process was like, no, we're not gonna give like our largest budget ever to our YouTube guy. Like
It
I
wouldn't
mean-
even be close to. It wouldn't even be close to their largest budget.
Yeah,
They
it wouldn't
spent
be.
$4 million an episode on Stranger Things,
Yeah.
season 3, an
and, like,
episode.
If you just do a random search on him, right? Just Mr. Beast, it comes like his about 90 million subscribers on his main channel, 160.3 million combined, total views 13.3 billion on his main channel, and then 19.9 on his billion combined over his like other channels. So I don't know why
Yeah.
they didn't see that and be like, "Oh, exposure, this will pay for itself."
mean that's
It
just
really would.
boomers being
To
in
play-
charge.
To play devil's advocate, though, I don't know if views are what matters in Netflix. I think it's new subscribers pulled in, and that would be the only way that I could see how they wouldn't. Because if I didn't already have Netflix, like I don't know who doesn't
Yeah.
earn it. Like I wouldn't get Netflix to watch Mr. Beast.
Well, no,
Right.
I'm sure that views tie into that. Otherwise, they wouldn't have made it such a big deal about fucking Squid Games.
Well, so to build on your point, Kyle, so everybody has Netflix, and if you don't have Netflix, and like especially his audience is a younger audience, your parents have Netflix, right? So it's bringing traffic into the app because what they really push is their original series and stuff like Arcane, Stranger Things,
Right.
Narcos, and stuff like that. So you get them to come to your platform to watch that, and then whenever they're done, what's at the end of anything whenever you finish streaming a show on Netflix, it's like suggested titles, and they
Suggestions, yeah.
usually suggest their own shit, and you're like, oh, that looks interesting, let me watch it, and then that's where they make their money.
Well, see, that's what I don't get. I don't understand because they don't have any paid advertising, so I don't understand like at all. Not like Hulu has ads, so right. So if
Right.
you have the cheaper Hulu, they're making money off the people spending money to
Yeah.
put. The only way that I know of that Netflix makes money is through the money you pay through your subscription fee, right?
Yeah.
And then they use that accumulated money to either produce their own shows or pay for the rights to show other shows, right?
Yeah.
So,
I get you. Yeah.
in my mind, it doesn't. In my mind, knowing what I know, right, in the limited scope of the business model of Netflix, is that views don't matter probably to the extent of my knowledge of how things like that operate, right? It's how many new viewers it's going to draw, right? So if I didn't have Netflix, which I've had Netflix for like a decade, right? So it doesn't really, it's kind of inexplicable. But like if I saw something like Red Notice drop, I would seriously consider picking up a Netflix subscription to watch The Rock, Gal Gadot, and Ryan Reynolds, right? Like versus something like MrBeast, where you're already kind of making the own point, is that he's got 13 billion views of free, right? So if I want to watch MrBeast, I've got 100 hours of free MrBeast that I could watch.
Yeah.
What they would have to do is they would have to do what Spotify did with Joe Rogan and clear his other shit so he can't produce anywhere else except on Netflix, to force the people who love him and watch him to exclusively watch him on Netflix.
I don't
And
know
maybe
about
that's-
that.
I feel like YouTube clips.
I feel like out of 90 million people, right? Because he has 90 million subscribers, over 100 and how many across all of his accounts. There's no way that he's not pulling those people in. Granted, I mean, the videos that he makes are 15 to 20 minutes. So if you're averaging, let's say, 60-minute episodes, right? You're getting exclusive content that you're not getting on YouTube. You have a bigger budget, so you're doing more extreme things. And if they advertised it right, it would draw so many people in, so many of his already current subscribers to Netflix.
He
if they
literally
didn't already
has
have a Netflix
like
account.
MrBeast alone. If he's got 91 million followers, he literally has half of the people that subscribe to Netflix, because Netflix only has like 182 million subscribers. So
But
like
for free, how many would he have if it cost
Right.
$9 a month
That's
to
fair.
watch MrBeast, right? So that's the only, just as a devil advocate point. Like, I'm not saying it wasn't dumb. I think that signing MrBeast for a show would be great. I mean, HBO signed that one guy that walks around on the street.
Billy
What's his face
Eichner.
on the street?
Well, even then,
Billy
Yeah.
Billy,
is classic.
that
That's
was
Hilarious,
solid.
yeah,
Yeah,
great.
like, I
I'm
think
just
that was a YouTube
I'm
thing
devil's
first.
advocating it.
yeah, like I think that was a YouTube thing first, because it went from YouTube to Netflix, and then Netflix got rid of it, and HBO like rebooted it. And,
But we also have no idea how much that he
It was on TBS
asked.
as well.
well,
asked per episode, right? So it's I think the number was 400,000. I don't know if anybody wants to fact check this real quick. But MrBeast was trying to double his average YouTube video was 400,000, and he was asking Netflix to double it. And that's not a small investment, even for Netflix, right?
well, it also I'm sure has
even
to
if
do
you're
with
talking
like
a 10 episode miniseries, like
Right.
that's a lot of money.
It's like it also has to do with like demographic. Like just because he has so many followers doesn't mean that all of those followers are going to be like in the same demographic of people on Netflix. Like you said
And then you
earlier,
gotta-
like
you
it's
gotta look at
free,
Venn
so like that
diagram.
has a lot.
One more time,
I think
Kyle?
that probably has a lot.
What would you
one
do?
time
I
for the
didn't
one
see it.
time.
Okay, thanks.
The fact that it is free, I think, does have a lot to do with it. Like, there's a lot of content creators that I watch on YouTube that, like, if they were to charge me any amount of money, I'd be like, all right, well, I'm never watching this person again because I don't care that much. Like,
Yeah, I have a few Patreon subscriptions just because I like
have one.
supporting certain content creators. Like, I mean,
What are we
controversial.
talking
Controversial. I like Chris D'Elia still, so I subscribe to his Patreon.
I have-
Krista still?
Shame.
Well,
What?
so not to stray too far from the
No.
YouTube thing, I do want to bring this up real quick because this is actually kind of like breaking news for this moment. It's only going to really apply to I think like two of us that really care, probably just me. Speaking of YouTube, Ludwig left Twitch to go to YouTube Gaming.
No shot.
Yeah,
Twitch
big
is gonna die.
big time streamer Ludwig. If you don't know who Ludwig is, Ludwig made his mark over COVID by getting the highest number of subscribers at 270,000. And if you think about it, it's 270,000 times probably the rate
Minimum.
he's getting. Yeah, that's like he's getting $270,000 a month basically. But you have to think about the subscription. He's probably getting a percentage, probably like $3 per subscription. So 270,000 times 3. Is what
Minimum.
he's getting minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what he's
that's
getting
if
for
feel
that.
like-
every single one was
$1
tier
a month,
1, which it wasn't.
I feel like such a
Yeah.
boomer sometimes when y'all talk about streamers, because like I don't ever like you and Eric are literally only Twitch streamers that I watch.
Oh,
And
shameless
like I
plug,
used to, yeah, like I used to watch like this dude Aculite or like Stone Mountain on like YouTube when I still played.
Yeah,
Stone
Stone
Mountain was a
Mountain.
good one, yeah.
Yeah, and like I played when I was playing Call of Duty, but eventually I was just like I don't care. Like I just haven't been able to find any streamer that I've like enjoyed sitting down for like extended periods of time and being like, I'll listen to this person or whatever.
Yeah,
It's
I play
just-
a lot of
you
FIFA,
gotta-
so I watch like Castro. Castro
Yeah.
1021 is like probably my favorite streamer currently because he's fucking hilarious and he does a lot of FIFA content. So
It's
I guess it kind of
he
goes back to
rages.
like my Twitter thing from last episode. It was like I don't know how to find these streamers outside of the like the big ones that show up on like TikTok and shit like that. And even then,
Well,
it's
if
like
you-
for
if you'd shut up, I tell you. So no, I was kidding. It comes down to like finding content that you want to watch. So like a lot of
Right.
streamers, for most of us, we found, at least I know, but I'm just speaking because of what we've gone through. Like a lot of streamers that we started watching was because we liked playing Fortnite. So we
Right.
watched streamers that played Fortnite. You could probably find a Rocket League streamer that you like. It's just going to the Rocket League page and then just finding somebody that's interesting.
Right. I guess it
Yeah.
also goes back to the mentality of like I feel like it also is a very boomer mentality of like I don't understand like what's fun about watching somebody play a video game. It's
I
like
hate
Well, you
that
gotta
shit.
understand.
like
that
I
most
understand
of
the content. If the content what they're talking about is good, then like whatever they're playing is kind of secondary in my opinion, if that makes sense. Like
My thing is, and I'm just only speaking for me. I don't know about Drew and Eric, but there are very few situations where I sit down and I'm watching Twitch, right?
Right.
So like
Yeah.
major world title events, giant releases in video games, new seasons, stuff like that. Maybe I'll sit down and I'll actually watch only a Twitch stream.
Right.
But I probably put in, I would say 20 to 30 hours of Twitch watching a week, and 28 of those hours are while I'm doing other things,
Yeah,
right?
100%.
Yeah.
So I'm warming up in Valorant, I got a Twitch stream on the side. I'm like working, I got a Twitch stream on the side,
Right.
right? So it's kind of like a it's like ambient, right?
Right.
And then, but you also
Got a Twitch
I,
stream.
like I do that, but I do that with YouTube. Like I watch different YouTube creators in the background while
Well,
I'm playing video
good news,
games,
Nathan,
or-
because one of the biggest
Ludwig.
streamers just went to YouTube Gaming,
It's true.
so you can
It's
start
facts.
there.
Yeah,
They're
I
po-
guess
they're
I'll have to.
posting a
I
lot,
feel
dude.
like I've seen some of his. I didn't really even know he was a gamer, Ludwig. Like I
Nah,
think I've seen some of his
he's-
TikToks. Like he seems funny.
He's not really a gamer. He's like a just chatter. So like
Yeah.
he
He does a
cre-
lot
he
of
See, I
makes-
Elite
guess-
Squad.
yeah,
like I'd probably be
What's that
more
squad
into
called?
those.
the Austin Squad, OTK.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah,
Like I guess I'd be
That's crazy
more
'cause-
into like the Let's Chats, because like compared to y'all, I am much more of like a casual gamer.
Well,
No.
even when I watch like Hiko, which is a professional gamer, like especially when I'm at work, I enjoy the Hiko parts when he's not gaming more. So like especially because he's like a high ranked player,
right.
that there's like 10 and 12 minute queue time sometimes, right? And that's when I find myself most distracted, when he's just sitting there, he's full screen his face, he's reading chat, he's interacting. That's when I get glued in, when I can almost solely
Right.
focus on it. And then he'll start playing a match, and then it'll like be secondary. I'll be doing work, and like the match is cool, but like that really, I'm just like
I guess
the
it's just
best
like
parts are when it's not gaming.
I know that it's not, Twitch isn't just for gaming, and there's plenty of different types of content on the website. But
Yeah, there is.
in my head, I guess I
There
always just
is.
assume it's gaming only, so I never
What
even
are we
like go to
talking
Twitch.
about?
Well,
We got
like-
2 mics shaped like ears.
It's wild because I like yeah, for real. I really
Have
feel
you
like
seen
Twitch
that
is
Ludwig
dropping the
clip?
ball, man. They're really
Oh,
dropping the ball. To let
okay, so
Ludwig
I-
go, they let Tim the Tatman go, they let Valkyrie go, they let fucking Courage go. Like it's just crazy. I
They
feel like
let
sink a
go
lot
of Doctor
money.
Disrespect.
Yeah, I
They
feel like they just sink
completely
a
dropped it.
lot of money into Ninja to bring him back to the platform, maybe for the hype. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah, but there
yeah
was, like,
that's
a thing
another
about
thing. Like
Trainwreck.
any.
Hold on, Nathan. This is pretty relevant. I'm sorry, but like, I think it was Trainwreck. He left, and like, because Twitch wasn't giving him enough money or something like that, and basically, like, the reasoning behind it was like they already had another popular Asian content creator, and they're like, well, we already have somebody who's gonna bring in the views you get, so whatever.
Right.
And they just left it at that, and I was just like, wow,
Yeah, I was gonna say to that point, like anytime I hear Twitch show up in the news, and by news I mean like random YouTube videos that I watch, it's never in like a positive light. It's never like, hey, Twitch did this cool thing. It's always like, hey, Twitch just
Hmm.
fucked up again, and they're doing like they're either banning this creator for like no reason,
Ever
or
since
like
the
they're
Amazon takeover, it's been more and more
Yeah,
prevalent.
Twitch is a shit fucking platform because it doesn't really give you any exposure. And like the thing that I like about Ludwig going over to YouTube now that they have Tim the Tatman, Doctor's Respect, Courage, Valkyrie, is that it's creating Twitch doesn't have the monopoly that they on the market that like they think they do
Yeah.
anymore because
right.
YouTube is bringing in the big dogs because Ludwig is a huge streamer on Twitch. I mean, good days
Hmm.
on his best days, he's got
Hmm.
90,000 people in his chat, and then on his bad days,
Okay.
he's a 20K Andy. But 20,000 people in your fucking chat's insane. You know what I mean?
Just got a call from
Yeah.
YouTube. I'm signing for $5 a month. Let's go.
Yeah, and I
He-
mean it.
he's paying YouTube $5
Yeah,
a month to
100%.
stream them.
100%.
Yeah, and also it with this because Twitch is a poor platform because it doesn't have an algorithm like YouTube. Um, it's going to force them into being a better platform for their smaller creators, for the creators that constantly pull 100 to 500 people per stream, because those
Right.
guys they deserve some limelight because they're bringing people to their platform even though it's just 500 people. If you have 10 of those people, that's 5,000 people that would normally be watching
Yeah. They
Moist
see I
Critical
feel
or
like they did a
something.
good job with that because I follow a guy, his name's Cream Cheese, and I followed him from Mixer. And whenever Mixer shut down and everybody made the move back to Twitch or whatever, he made the move back to Twitch as well. So he did a really good job of like, I mean, streaming was his only income. So he had to grind and grind and grind, and he was able to sink the time in to do it. But he was able to get to partner in like, I don't know, 4 to 6 months. And then he kept pushing, and like he was able to partner with Twitch for like Black History Month, and he was like a featured streamer, and he averages probably anywhere from like 30 to 80 viewers a stream, I would say. But like for Black History Month, he was on the front page, right? And then he was able to like take that and carry it over to like whenever they did an ad in Times Square, he was on the billboard, right? And then he was
Right.
able to carry that over into Twitch Rivals for Apex, and he's done that twice. So I mean, it varies. I think like they did a really good job of bringing the exposure to him, but then they kind
Yeah,
of just dropped it after like
it
Black History Month and like a couple months after that.
it's also networking when it comes to that because there's a
True.
reason why there's like an Austin crew in Twitch. Like it's
Yeah.
because they all live in Austin, they all know each other, they've all gotten together, and now they're the Austin crew, and everybody knows who they are. And like, I mean, that's what you have to do because like those people know people within Twitch, like the actual people that work for Twitch, and then that gives them the tools to promote them because a guy who knows a guy who knows the guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like Twitch is very much a hobby for me at this point, but if it ever did take off to something, that would be my goal, which is to be a part of the Austin crew because they're in Texas and they are those people that you have to
And it's
know.
close.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's close. It's close to home. I moved to Austin. I don't know about that, but
It's like an hour flight.
Would live
You
in
would have to
yeah.
you would
If
have to
I'm,
make a lot of money to move to Austin.
hey, bro, if
True.
if I'm in the top, well, no, not really, because like only like the 1% is making like six figures off of YouTube. Everybody else is making a couple grand.
like our mortgage, or not mortgage because we don't own this house, but our rent here is more expensive than the house that I had when I was living in Austin.
But
Hmm.
when did you live in Austin, bro?
It was a while
4 or
ago.
5 years ago.
Yeah, my uncle and aunt bought their house in Greensville, which is not even Austin; it's just close, and they
Yeah.
sold it for
Lower Greenville.
triple this
Yeah.
year. Triple
Thanks,
on a
Joe Rogan.
house.
Yeah, like that's
Three
my
hundred
parents' house right
percent.
now. Like
No,
I'm trying
Elon
to.
Musk and Joe Rogan are the two that
Yeah,
really.
like I've
But
been
it's
trying
not.
to.
It's a good
Thanks,
thing because what
California.
they're
Yeah,
doing
that's
is
what it
they're
really
growing the
is.
economy there, right? So like they brought all the headquarters there, so now there's hella high paying jobs, right? So if you can
Yeah.
land a job in Austin, you've got it. Like I stay on the lookout for Tesla jobs in analytic positions because if I can land one, I'd be making six figures plus he automatic. You get entry level positions get stock options at Tesla.
I've heard Tesla is not a great company to work for, though. To be
Okay, it's
honest.
all about what you want. So Tesla from what I've seen, obviously I've never worked at Tesla, right? But I've watched a lot on Elon Musk because like he's a crazy dude, and I like to know about him, and he's doing crazy shit in the world. I like to know about the crazy shit going on in the world.
Right.
So he has very hard pressed, uh, hard pressed guidelines for the workplace, and the main thing is accountability. So right now, the way that most of the world works, like even me in my position, like I'm like at a mid tier position, not even an entry level position,
Right.
but like I go to my boss and my boss tells me what to do, right? And he tells me how to do it, and then when I'm done, I'm like, "Yo, hey boss, is this good?" Right? And he's
Right.
like, "Yeah, this is good." And then right, and then it's kind of on him. And then even he sometimes is like, he takes my work, he gives it to his boss, right? And then
Right.
there's no hierarchical structure like that. Like literally, Elon Musk can be walking through the production, and an entry guy that's on the production line can have an idea and pitch it to Elon Musk. And another thing about that is he
Well,
doesn't make you
heard,
get
I've heard him like fire
permission.
people in like meltdowns. Like people randomly come up to him, ask him a question, and say something, and he has like some sort of whatever meltdown that he's got going on,
You're
and
short-circuiting.
he's fired people like just on the spot. Like he's not been like I've read a lot of things that have said like he's not a fun person to work for, and I'm not saying that your boss has to be fun by any means, but it seems like he's bordering like on the border of being a toxic employer. But I think that's just I
From
don't like
what
him as a person though in general, but
from what
maybe that's just me.
from what I've seen, so imagine like most of us get a job and we don't know how to do that job, right? And then we learn how to do that job and run on that job, right?
Right.
That's not how it works at Tesla, right? He hires you to do something, and if you don't know, that's what I think happens, right? So if
No, I
you're,
mean
if you,
like people have like come out and said that like he's had like so he has like Asperger's or whatever. And so he's had like Asperger's meltdowns where he ends up like firing people because he's having a meltdown and he's not like dealing with the situation like I don't know how to say this like a normal brained person would do.
Are you ableism right now? Are you ableism right
That's
now?
not what I'm trying to.
This is the episode.
damn.
Right, that's
People
not what
with
I'm trying to say, but
Asperger's
I'm
are
saying
not
like he's
normal.
Like a normal person is the title. 100%.
That's what I'm saying though. It's just like he doesn't like I don't know. It's I don't like him as a
Shame.
person, and I've read a lot of stuff about him being just like a piece of shit in general to a lot of his employees. And I think maybe some of that has to do with it, like him working during meltdowns or something. I don't know.
I mean, name a billionaire who is super cool. I mean, I
No, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Mark
I don't really
Cuban.
fuck with any. Yeah, Mark Cuban's chill, I guess, but I don't really fuck with any billionaire. I think they're all
You're gonna say he's not.
most of the
You're gonna
time
sit here and
pieces
say
of
he's
shit.
not. You're gonna
there.
sit here and
I
tell me
like
I'm
Mark
wrong?
Cuban because I'm from Dallas. I like Mark Cuban because I'm from Dallas, and I was a huge Dallas Mavericks fan growing up. So naturally, I like Mark Cuban. But there's just something about him.
He
Where I'm
seems
just like,
more
I can't trust
personable
you.
than most.
He
Of
seems a
the
lot
other
more personable.
billionaires.
Yeah,
Like
I'd agree with that.
I could have a beer with Mark Cuban or a cider with Mark Cuban. Like I couldn't have a beer with Jeff Bezos. I couldn't have a beer with Mark Zuckerberg. I couldn't have a beer with Elon Musk. Like I couldn't do any of that. But I feel like I could probably have a semi-normal conversation with Mark Cuban, and I don't even give a fuck about basketball.
See, my thing though is like Mark Cuban, everything he's praised for, I think exactly what would make him more toxic, right? So like the most famous Mark Cuban clip is where he's like, "I have fuck you money," right? You can't say fuck on TV, and then he
Right.
says it again, right? No shot, he's not doing that to employees. Like,
Well, I
"You're
mean that
fired because
specific
I can
situation
fucking
where he
fire
was
you."
like, "So
That's
if I say it
why,
again, I'm
He was- that
donating
was a
another
chari- it
X
was a
amount of
charitable
million to
donation.
charity." Yeah,
That
like
was
he
I know,
did it
but
for
all-
charity.
all I'm
Like-
saying is no shot. You have the attitude and you're nice to people.
I guess. I mean,
I
I'm
don't
sure
think so.
none of them are like
People
the
with fuck you
epitome
money
of a
have
nice
fuck you
person
money.
by any means, but I'm saying like out of all of those people that we just list, I've heard more shitty things about like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos than I have like Zuckerberg or like, and he's a piece of shit, but like he's a piece of shit because he's like a weird lizard person that's like trying to take over the world.
I don't know. When's the last time you watched? When's the last time you saw something from Zuckerberg that wasn't a third-party shot of Zuckerberg? I just watched his interview with Gary Vee about the metaverse, and he is not what like is portrayed. Like you can tell that's a genuine interview. He's just talking, and like everybody has their bad moments, and I think it's honestly just
Well, no, I just
violation of
Mark Zuckerberg specifically is just an extremely
Mark
socially.
Zuckerberg. I love it. No, I'm just kidding.
Is that not Mark?
No, go ahead.
What I was saying is like he's just an extremely socially awkward person. So like.
So you don't like people with Asperger's or socially awkward,
What
bald
is
and
this
short.
about?
Wow.
I am
Me
socially
neither.
awkward. I guess I don't like myself, so I guess yeah.
Look at these checks and balances in this friendship, bro. This is wild.
No, I
Hey,
just
we're looking
genuinely
for a
like
new
Elon
spot
Musk has like a
on
long list
SpaceBar
of just being a piece
podcast.
of shit. Like even like when it goes back to like the thing where him being like, "Oh, this dude's trying to help the diving team because he's a pedophile." It's just like, no, you're just an asshole in general. Like I just don't like Elon Musk.
So some not so exciting news, but kind of like a journey for me. You know, I started watching One Piece.
I saw.
Oh. Aren't
Hold
there
your
like
don't
1,000
don't
episodes?
hold your applause. Hold your applause. Yes, there is the 1001 episode aired not too long ago. So I'm on
Mm.
episode 29. No,
Absolutely not.
I'm on episode 33 right now. So I'm
Absolutely not.
3.3% of the way through One Piece. Um if you just no, I'm like close to episode 40. So I think I'm like 38 or something like that. It
Less
gets
than
good
4%.
after episode 37. So if you are thinking about
Oh my
watching One
god.
Piece,
I'm not.
anybody
Are
in
they
this
20-minute episodes?
anybody in this podcast, huh?
Are they 20-minute episodes?
Yeah. Yeah,
I've
like
been
20
trying to
minutes.
finish the last like 50 episodes of Naruto for like 6 months. So
Listen,
I
I'm gonna
It
finally
keep it
get
a
into
buck
One
with you,
Piece.
right? There's no chance I'm ever gonna sit down and watch 1,000 episodes of One Piece. Ever.
I am not going to sit down and watch it. I'm going to live through it. This is an experience I'm about to go through.
Absolutely.
Because
You
like
should
That's a
document
lot
it.
of life
yeah,
dedicated. That's
I'm just dry when it comes to like
a lot.
content. Like I want a show that I like can just put on and like I'm continuously watching it. I haven't had a show like that in a while. And so I was just like I've been kind of itching for a new anime. I'm itching for a show to watch for a while. What's the longest running show in anime right now that's relevant? It's One Piece. So I decided to watch it. And like I
Wow.
said, after episode 27, I was like, okay, I can
That's like
kind
That's
of
a
see what the hype's
that's a guy in
about.
the straw hat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, yeah.
One Piece. Yeah. That's like
Straw
8
Hat Gang.
full days, right? Almost 9 full fucking days of just
No,
One Piece content. Like that's the
back
amount
when
of time I'm
See,
saying.
when
Yeah,
you put it
back
that
whenever
lightly, that's not even that. Like, I guess when you say it, I mean, it's long, but like, it doesn't sound like that. That's
that's like nonstop
It's
24 hours.
pretty
They
long.
did the
Yeah.
math
Yeah.
back whenever it was 900 episodes. If you took 8 hours of your day just to watch One Piece, no bathroom breaks, nothing. You just sat there for 8 hours and watched One Piece straight. It would take you, I think it was like 50 something days to watch it all the way. And that's back when it was 900 episodes or something like
That's
that.
no weekends.
Yeah, that's no weekends. That's a job.
That's
Yeah.
a 7-day
I-
work
Yeah,
week.
it's a
Yeah.
40. Yeah.
like I feel you on
That's
the
a-
being super dry for like content because like especially like during the pandemic and shit. Like I've watched fucking everything. Like I'm out of stuff to watch, and like I kind of wish that I was more into anime because like there's obviously a huge catalog of stuff that I could go and
Yeah.
watch there, but it just I
Huge.
don't know. I have to get into it, and it's just real hard for me to get into most anime. I feel like.
No, I
I
mean
got
to
something
be
that's hard for you to get into.
Heyo.
that's Asian in anime. So I like
It's not anime because I'm not Japanese.
You're right. You're right. Hey, nice callback. Anyway, so whenever I started watching it, like for sure, like the first like 20 something episodes, I was just like, I don't know if I can do this. Because there's in the beginning they like are on this island and they're recruiting this guy. And
Spoilers.
it turns out one of the characters is evil and they have to fight him. He turns out to be a pirate. I slept through like probably 3 of those episodes because it was just so uninteresting. I was
To
like,
me, a lot of anime, although the drama aspect of a lot of anime is just so cringe. Like, it's hard to get past it when it's just like certain shit where like the bad guy does something quick and then you hear the good guy's inner monologue. It's like, what? How is he so fast? And it's just like, shut the fuck up and just fight him. Like, I don't need to hear this. I don't need to hear you this weird, awkward orgasm talk.
So
that
he
you
hates
do.
Japanese people. He hates people on the spectrum.
I'm over here
We
white
have a new
knuckling.
spot in SpaceBar podcast. We need it filled.
I
I
get-
like some of them for sure, but it's just like the drama in some of it is just too over the top for me.
I get that aspect that
It
you're
depends on
talking
my
about.
mood.
Yeah, you do. Some people do have to be in the mood to watch anime, but it's just like there are some that are like super cringy. I'll give you that, but then you have
Like, I
those.
do know some of it is because of the dub.
Yeah, you shouldn't be watching dub. Then the reason being is because my theory is that we don't know Japanese, so whenever they talk a certain way, you can mind meld to the emotion that they're having, so it's less cringe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess just a lot of the emotion that they have to me just seems really, really whiny all of the time. Like, especially
they're
like
just
in
also
Naruto
never
as an
an
example, like there's so much whining in that show where it's like just shut the fuck up and fight each other already. Like I don't need to.
No, that's literally the last arc that was in One Piece before the one that I'm on right now. I literally had that thought where like they were just talking. I was like, I don't care about what the fuck's going on. Please, can we just get through this fight? Like I don't care. Like I don't care. Like I cared about one aspect in it, but I didn't care like about the character that they're trying to recruit, Sanji. I liked his backstory, but like during the fight, they're like, "Oh, this guy's so strong." I'm like, I don't care. Push through it.
It's just like all of that kind of stuff where it's just like I obviously none of this happens in real life because it's an animated show, but it's just like this isn't like how a normal dialogued conversation goes ever. Like there's like not that type of inner monologue in those situations, and like it really just takes me out of the moment. And that I'm just like, okay, well now it just sounds like. Plus, like the typical like, oh, the anime when I'm watching alone, and then anime when someone like walks in the room. It's just like some weird graphic like
also to
random stuff.
backtrack to the SubDub argument. It's the same. It's just for me. It's the same as Twitch. Like there's never an like my schedule's so jam packed. There's never an opportunity where like I can just sit down and like I have to read it.
Yeah.
It's just too much
There.
investment, right?
Yeah.
Especially if it's something that's got a lot of seasons, like One Piece, but like
Mm-hmm.
also like Naruto. Like if I watch Naruto and sub, like I'd have to be so focused
That's
on
all I would have
reading
to
it.
do.
Like I couldn't. Even from the living room, I couldn't be in the kitchen prepping food because I couldn't see the subtitles, right? But I could just blast the volume and I can hear it and still see what's going on while multitasking.
Like there, that's
Is the
another reason
main
I
the
haven't
main
like.
way.
There's a couple I listen or I watch Attack on Titan and subbed, and I think that's mostly just because like I eventually ran out of like dubbed episodes, so it's like whatever. But yeah, that's like another big part, which is like I'm too ADD. I don't have the like I can't dedicate that type of time to something like that that I'm not that interested in and like expect to actually be able to sit there and like take in what's happening.
The mood thing's a big part too. So even me, like I love My Hero and I love Demon Slayer, but I just tried to rewatch Demon Slayer to get ready for season two, and I just wasn't in the right mindset to
Yeah.
like be in that. It is overly dramatized, like Nathan says, and there is a fair amount of whining, and so you just really have to be in the mood to
Yeah.
want that,
And
like
like I'm
to
not
where you want the fight so much it overpowers
like
the
even
other
like
aspects of it.
in typical like movies or TV shows that I watch, I prefer like comedies in general. So I think that's probably why it even like annoys me as much as it does because it's like it's not my general preferred form of like content on top of like not my general preferred like genre of TV show or movie. So it's just like kind of taking the worst of all. Like it's got a couple cool things that I like the fighting and stuff. Like a lot of the world building can be cool, but I don't care. Like the anime does also give you a lot of unnecessary backstory on so many characters. I was just like, I don't care. I really don't care
I
what
wouldn't even
happens.
say unnecessary backstory. I feel like the backstory is done right. It's like anime is the epitome of Skyrim side questing, right? So there'll be a 7 episode series, which is like 2.5 hours of a side quest that literally has no merit in the entire arc, and it could
And
have easily
that's
just never have been in there.
and that's usually filler.
Yeah, and
But
like
some of them are good, but some of them are just like,
Yeah.
damn,
like
what a
filler would
waste
be
of two fucking
cool
hours.
for like if there was an anime that I liked and I finished it and I was like, damn, I wish I had more of that anime. Then I would probably go back and watch like filler episodes to like get more of that universe. But like having to watch the filler episodes while you're watching the main storyline for the first time is extremely frustrating.
Just it. I don't think you've like discovered your own anime that made you like, oh, I fuck with anime. Cause like I know Naruto was mine. Cause like I had watched anime in the past, didn't know it was anime. Like I watch Trigun pretty regularly, Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball Z. Didn't realize that it was anime, and then I bought a game that I thought was really cool. It was a Naruto game. I was like, I guess I'll watch the show, and then I figured out what anime was, and like I know people who like I don't know if you were super into anime or not, Eric, but I know like you really enjoyed Haikyuu a lot, and then
Yeah,
you
I mean,
fuck
I've
with
been
it super.
watching anime off and on for like a long time because my cousin
Yeah,
has always loved anime. So like, she watched a lot of like Inuyasha was her jam, bro. That
yeah.
was her shit. And now, like I remember watching like Yu Yu Hakusho and like,
You are on a
um,
video podcast. Just want to let you know. Sorry, go ahead. Kyle was fixing his hair. Go ahead.
yeah, yeah. So I remember watching like Yu Yu Hakusho and Dragon Ball Z and um, fuck, the one with the brother in the middle suit. That escapes me.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah,
Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah,
I'm
that one.
giant.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
I remember
the
watching like
first
a lot of
anime-
those, so like that kind of shaped my intrigueness into anime. And then like I just forgot about anime as a whole thing, and just recently got back into it like within the past like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah,
I
super
would say
into
in the
Hunter x
past 5 or
Yeah,
6
for
years
sure.
prior, I used to tell Drew my favorite anime was Avatar, but that was literally just to like trigger him because I thought it was funny.
Hunter. So we
but,
want to spend
like-
another hour on this podcast right now.
Nope.
But like prior to like the last 5 or 6 years, my only experience with anime was like Dragon Ball Z, and I don't know if you could consider like Yu-Gi-Oh anime.
Yeah, it's anime.
It
Yeah,
is,
it's
like
anime.
straight from
100%.
Japan. Like that was like Dragon Ball Z and Yu-Gi-Oh were probably like my first like starter animes, and like I was super into those. But even as I got older, I was like less interested. I tried to watch Dragon Ball Super when it came out, and I think it was like the episode series.
Move your mic
arc.
closer to your face.
There's like the episode arc where Goku fights Beerus for the first time, and I literally posted on Facebook like, "Oh, cool! Time to watch Goku fight this dude for the next 10 episodes." And then I counted, and it was literally 10 episodes of him fighting the same fucking dude. I was just like, I can't. Like,
That's
this
Dragon
is
Ball.
too drawn out. Yeah, like,
That is Dragon Ball. Yeah, 100%.
yeah, like I know that's more of a Dragon Ball specific thing, but like, it's just like this shit like that. I don't have that attention span. Like, I can't do it.
Well, there's a few good animes that are coming out. Chainsaw Man's coming out. That's really interesting. Blue Lock, Eric, if you want to check that out, that's coming out next year.
Right now, I'm in
Okay.
the process of catching up with My Hero. I'm on like the most current season. I just don't know how many episodes I'm behind. Like that is one that I have really like. That's probably one that I watched the quickest from like start.
It's about to get real good.
Yeah,
And
there's not a
honestly,
lot of
that's
filler
one of the
episodes, too.
whiniest ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
That
The
dude
dude-
fucking
not a ton of
whines
filler
like
episodes.
Yeah.
crazy.
There's like 2
No,
filler
that's
episodes,
why-
and then it's about that action. And it's
Yeah,
about
like
that
that's-
action
he-
for like 5 or 6 episodes, and then it's like back to 2 episode filler. And then
The
it's straight
manga's
fights
crazy
after
right
that.
now.
Like that's why it's taking
Although
me
it
so
did-
long to
it
catch
did-
up.
It did take like piss me off that he like it took like 3 full seasons for him to do anything badass
What?
But
Are you kidding me?
I love in any
without hurting
any
himself beyond repair.
Oh, okay. Fair. Fair.
in any anime that I've watched, I've loved any like tournament arc that they do. So I think that's why
Yeah.
that's what drew me into My Hero.
Have you
'cause,
seen
like that
One
happens
Punch Man,
pretty
Nathan?
quickly? No, I don't understand the concept of that show. I don't understand.
The
it.
co-
He's
Okay,
so
I'll tell you.
bald.
I will tell you the concept. It is literally a joke on shonen and shonen anime, and then like superheroes, basically Superman. He's literally just overpowered. That's the joke.
Well,
That's the point of the
I
show.
mean, I guess I don't understand in the sense where like there's no stakes. Like
Yeah.
if he wins every time, like what's the point of the show? Like
It's-
there's,
But
there's
it's-
nothing
no
for me to get
filler, right?
invested in.
It's yeah,
How
it's
is
not
that-
there. It's go ahead. Sorry.
Figure it out, Nathan. I'm gonna strangle you because you just bitched about filler. You want more action. One Punch Man is
Yeah.
literally action episode.
No,
action
that's not what I'm
episode,
saying.
action
I'm
episode,
not. That's
action
not what I'm
episode.
saying. I'm saying if he's One Punch Man and he literally wins in every episode, what is there
There's a
drawing
lot of
me into
character
this
development
story?
though that goes into
Yeah.
from season 1, episode 1 to the end of season 2, I guess.
Like,
Right? Because like
I
he
can't
doesn't
get
realize
into
that he
it
can
if I don't
always
think-
win. But there, I mean,
'Cause,
there are
like, the
pieces
point-
of
But if I as
action.
the like the audience know that he is going to win, I don't care. There's
But
nothing
no.
to get me invested in.
Well,
But
the point
everybody wins
is,
until they lose.
yeah. Well, that's what I was saying. It's satire of shonen anime. The shonen main protagonist is always going to win the fight that they're in, and that's like the point. And like, it's not about him specifically in the situation he's in. It's about like I mean, it's a plot point, but not really a spoiler. Like, he's not the number one guy. He's like in the lower ranks of like that hero society.
Yeah, he's not
because
an S tier
they
hero, he's like a C
yeah,
tier
they
hero.
don't know half the shit that he does. It's just something blows up, and usually another hero takes credit or whatever. He's never like, yeah, I killed that guy. I killed the thing that nobody else could kill. But like, it's not even just about him. It's about like the characters that are around him and like what they have to go through, even though he's a fucking god. Like Xenos. I don't really watch it regularly. Genos, thank you. Genos is like a cyborg dude who's like OP as shit, but like he's not One Punch Man, so he gets his fucking ass kicked. And like in that show, the villains that they fight are overpowered. Most of them are overpowered, so those guys are constantly in trouble of getting killed, and some of them do die. But you know, in the end, he comes strolling along, you know, on his way to pick up groceries, and just uppercuts this dude and ends the whole entire fight
In one punch.
in one punch.
So I
I
guess some
think
fights
I've
they
tried
take
to
more than
watch
one
it like
punch.
a couple of times, but
It's a pretty decent anime, honestly. It's funny. It's really
if
funny.
you
I
if
just can't
you
get past
just
that knowing that he wins everything.
if you like comedy
watch
stuff and you
Naruto.
like fights, it's a great show.
You just cut out.
Oh, I think we're all cutting in and out because you're also cutting in and out. But yeah, it's worth it. I'd say watch like the first 3-4 episodes. If you don't like it, then just drop it.
Yeah.
Like, I
It's
tried
pretty
to
good.
watch that one you sent me, Bento. It's like they fight in the grocery store for bento boxes every night or
Oh,
something.
I haven't watched that. I just thought you'd think it was interesting.
Oh, and it was okay, I guess. Like it was my thing with a lot of animes is I think a lot of them, at least for me personal, have really cool concepts. I just don't personally enjoy the execution of them. Just like, oh, that could have
You
been
watch
cool,
Tokyo
but like,
Ghoul?
no. I like
I think you would really enjoy Tokyo Ghoul.
I like Tokyo
Super
Ghoul,
fucking
and
violent.
I think Hunter x Hunter have been recommended to me. Did I say that wrong?
Hunter
No, you're
it's
just
just
like
Hunter
Hunter
Hunter.
It's
Oh,
Hunter
yeah,
Hunter.
like
Hunter x Hunter.
yeah, like that one, and then someone was recently telling me I should start.
You're cutting out again. Is that just on mine?
No.
Oh no, I
Oh,
also
I forget you're in the same room as him.
yeah, like Tokyo Ghoul, Hunter Hunter, and then the Full Metal Alchemist are ones that like are on my radar. They're ones that I know I should watch and that have been recommended to me several times. But it's also like you said earlier, just haven't like dedicated like that time to like start something.
If you don't lean forward, right? Like I'm getting every third word.
It literally takes the one anime that you find on your own or it looks interesting to you and it actually captivates you, then you understand what's going on and feeling it. I'm not saying you don't understand what's going on in anime, but it takes that like switch in your brain and it's just like, okay, I get it now.
Yeah.
And then those moments you think is annoying are still annoying to you, but just less annoying because you can relate it to that anime that you watch.
Yeah, and I'm sure a lot of it is just because it's not like content that I'm particularly familiar with. So I'm not like aware of the tropes and like all that other shit. So like I'm just like, okay, this is happening right now, I guess.
I don't even know what trope means. I'm gonna be honest with you.
It's like a gag, like a reoccurring.
The phantom tropes.
I don't even know the meaning of such a word. Yeah.
It's one of those words that like I know how to use it, but I don't know how to tell you what it means.
It's just like, yeah, it's stuff that repeats within a theme. Yeah, I actually don't even know. I was gonna try. All right. Since we're having some technical issues towards this, and we're already hitting an hour, I feel like we should probably just call it here. Yeah.
We've been SpaceBar Podcast. Will Nathan find the anime for him? Find out next time.
Will Drew continue with anime or with One Piece? I'll always continue with anime. But yeah, that's been the podcast. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe on whatever platform that you are listening or watching this on. Links down below of our socials. Anybody want to say something before we leave?
Nope.
No?
I got nothing.
Would you rather episode coming up in 2?
That's
What?
what I was gonna lead it off with.
Jenna, would you rather episode in 2
And
episodes.
we're out. I'm
Yes.
stopping the recording.
What?
I'm stopping the recording.
All right, bye guys. We're still here. Kyle's not. We'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Sorry, we're fucking amateurs.
Socials.
We just said bye like for 5 minutes straight.
All right, yeah. All right, so
Fuck.
Kyle's not here, so let's talk shit about him. Remember whenever he was fixing his hair with a spring?